Before I begin the actual part of my presentation, I would like to ask you a question. How many people here can name Pakistani cricketers? Raise your hands if you can.
What is it?
How many people here can name Pakistani cricketers? Okay. Can you name me some Pakistani cricketers?
Men's or women's?
Men, okay.
Babar Azam, Abdullah Shafi, Saim Ayub, Fakhar Zaman, Shaheen Afridi.
Okay. Can you name any women cricketers?
Yes. Nidada,
Hmm?
Nidada, Sana, and yes, there are a few more like Nida and Batai.
Basically, the difference was that if you can understand, I asked basically name Pakistani cricketers, but his first response was mainly male, or basically he was able to tell more male cricketers as compared to more female cricketers. I didn't ask name me Pakistani male cricketers. Because that's why how less knowledge we have in regards to the women's sports and the women. Which brings me to my topic, the ignored status of women in Pakistan. Now, status of women. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salim Ghazi and my topic for today is ignored status of women in Pakistan. The status of women in Pakistan is inferior to men with respect to education, employment and justice. Firstly, I'll be discussing the education aspect, then I'll be discussing the employment aspect, and lastly I'll be discussing the justice aspect. Education. According to the UN report on the status of women 2023, 53% of females within the age range of 15 to 64 have no education at all, compared to 33% of males in the same age range. The net enrollment rate at all education levels, such as primary, secondary, and middle school, shows that girls are dropping out of education more consistently than boys. The literacy rate for women in 2019 was at 49% compared to 70% for males. The poverty and socio-cultural barriers plays a crucial role in the low participation of women in education. Many parents, especially those in rural areas, cannot afford to send their daughters to school. Secondly, I'll be discussing the employment aspect. The labor force participation rate of women in Pakistan is very low, at 26% for women compared to 84% for men. Agriculture is the main sector of employment for women. 67% of women are employed in agricultural sector, 14% in manufacturing sector, and 16% in service sector. Education is the main reason for low women employment. Many parents don't send their daughters to school. 60% of women in the labor force have no education at all. Lastly, I will be discussing justice. Women survivors of violence, for them, the process of seeking justice can be quite daunting. The reason for that is the process can be time consuming, as it can take months to years. And there are numerous high financial costs as well as emotional and social costs as well. As a result, the level of gender reporting violence is very low in Pakistan. Only 53% of the women, 53% of the women in Pakistan have sought help, do not seek help or don't tell anyone. As a result, many women drop their cases before they reach a conclusion, and those who persist till the end, the conviction rate is very low at around 2%, so they are unable to seek justice. Lastly, I would like to conclude my topic by first of all reviewing the main points. The education participation for women is very low. The labor force participation of women in the employment aspect is very low as compared to as well. And the process of seeking justice for women survivors of violence is very daunting because of the challenges they face and giving time consuming. Parents should encourage their daughters to study. Women should be more career oriented. Lastly, I would like to end my quote. A quote by Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who is the US Supreme Court Associate Justice. Women should be in all places that decisions are made. it shouldn't be that women are the exception.